guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with another mail day. This is mail day number 70. It is Jordan start to finish, like it or not, that is what it is. I did pick up one PSA 10. Let's see, how many cards total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I picked up one PSA 10 and then 5 PSA 8s for that PSA 8 collection that I've been working so hard on lately. But I will tell you this, all of the PSA 8s are relatively meaningful, like pretty decent cards. Some of them are pretty big size cards, so it's worth a look. So here's what we got. I'll switch you over to picture-in-picture. As always, I'm just showing you my PWCC vault. This is when these cards get uploaded into my PWCC vault so I can create a shareable link. We're going to look at the cards that I picked up, these 6 cards. We'll take a look at what I paid for most of them. We will. I'll show you why I picked them up and completed pairings and things like that and things I'm trying to accomplish in my collection. And then I'll also share with you kind of some card ladder data to see how much I overpaid for each one of these cards. Some of them I did okay. Some of them I did stretch it a little bit just because I'm a greedy little bastard. So let's get cranking. Let's hit the slideshow. Card number 1 is the 1993 Upper Deck card number 466, or what's affectionately known, it's a subset card, as Skylights. But if you search Skylights, you're probably not going to find it, at least not in your vault. You probably will find it on eBay because people would be remiss not to include the word Skylights in there. But it's Jordan dunking the ball with the city of Chicago in the background. There's so many fantastic cards out there with Jordan with the city of Chicago skyline in the background. I think of high risers, I think of Skylights, and most notably I think of one of the best cards in my collection, the 1997 championship PMG serial number to 50. That card's amazing with Chicago in the background as well. But this Skylights card was not a humongous card. I think I've got it. So let me just show you this. I'll switch you over. I've got 2 PSA 8s and a PSA 10 now. So that pairing is complete. I'm done with that card. I don't really need the extra PSA 8, but it's there. I think I had it when I bought a collection way back when and ran one, through PSA and was hoping for the best. And I think I got back a couple of 8s and just decided to keep both those cards because they were so doggone cheap. The 8's almost nothing. The PSA 10 Skylights, I paid right at $250. I think that actually is mine right there, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to click on there and look at the serial number, but it's one of these two. But what I was getting at is $250, $250, $251, $300, $300, $241, $330, $335. So you get the picture. $250 seems to be what that card's kind of settling for. There's not a lot of those out there. It's a pretty low pop card, to be quite honest with you, for a simple. It's a base subset card, so there's lots of them printed, especially in 93 Upper Deck. Now it's like right in smack in the peak of the junk wax era, 91, 92, 91, 92, 93. So not a rare card. Happy to get it in PSA 10 and complete that pairing. So I'm done. It's completely finished. Check it off the list. Moving on to the next card. That was your PSA 10, Buzzkill, sorry. Probably the coolest card, the most badass card is this picture of Jordan just yamming it right in Zoe's mouth. I think that's Zoe. Can't see his number, but he's black. He's trying to block the shot. He's way up there, and he's got these long-ass, ridiculous, preposterous towel-like sweatbands, which I know makes it Alonzo Mourning because he and Ewing wore those long, huge sweatbands. They're almost full forearm bands, to be honest with you. And what I like about this card, and let me just say, I picked it up from Townie B, who is one of the great original gangsters, the OGs, one of the first subscribers to my channel. He's been watching me for months, if not over a year. Great collector in the hobby. He's got some great stuff. Check out his Instagram page. But I picked this up from him. He reached out to me. I needed it, and we got a deal done in seconds. I did overpay, Townie, whether you like to admit it or not. I did overpay, but I have hope for the future of this card that I'm going to be all right in the long run. I think I got a deal done with Townie for $500. If that sounds right, maybe I'm wrong. No, that's not wrong. I paid $600. I paid $600 because I know I reached. The last 2 sales were $550 and $480, but the one before that in September was $1,000 with no greening. And look, when I tell y'all this one is clean, and that's one thing Townie and I can't agree on, that is no greening as no greening gets. I mean, the card looks fantastic. The centering for an 8 is impeccable, in my opinion. So I gladly overpaid for this card in a PSA 8 Let's see what these say. Mystery facts. I didn't know about this. I was gone for a while, but not forgotten. In fact, I played only 17 games in 94-95. I received 7 votes for the All-NBA first team, playing 17 games. I've glided my way to 8, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the front of the card is what really calls to me, right? That's just a beautiful looking Jordan refractor from 1995 Topps. That's the Mystery Finest M1, and it's a PSA 8. So happy to add that one to my collection. Townie, thank you for the deal. You're welcome for me overpaying. It's a win-win. 1998 Topps Legacies. Again, you guys have heard me talk about this card in the past. I like this card. I remember the first big BGS 9.5 copy of this card, and I'll show you. I've got 2 9.5s and a PSA 8 in my collection. The 2 9.5s, one of them is on hold and reserved for my good friend Zach, who appears on my channel on a weekly basis in the Jordan card collecting playlist. We do a little deal where we follow his, entry and his beginnings to his Jordan collecting journey. And one of these is going to be on hold for Zach. He's going to buy it when the funds become available. And so that leaves me with my gem for my high-end collection and this PSA 8 that I picked up recently for my low-end collection. So I'm set there. I don't really necessarily need a PSA 10. I'm happy with 2 BGS 9.5s for now, and ultimately it'll be 1 BGS 9.5, and I'll convert those funds into some new Jordans. But if we look at the Topps Legacy, here's what we find, in the PSA 8. I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. Okay. So these are actually both mine. Okay. So I've got another confession to make. You guys who watch my channel know that I've done this on many occasions. I'll forget I have bids going on different platforms, and so I accidentally bought the last 2. I overpaid for this one at $396, but I got a great deal on this one on Golden for $312. These were both weeklies going at the same time. Let me know what you think. $396, I probably overpaid. $312. Probably I did okay. $344 was the last sale before that in January. $300, $325, $350, $421, $340, $240, $335. So numbers are all over the place. Again, I love the card. It's a really clean looking 8. I like it a lot. The centering is not great, and you can tell by this border on the right being a lot higher up. It actually goes way beyond the tops here, so it comes up to here on the right, and it's over here on the left. So corners, edges, and surface look awesome for a PSA 8. It's the centering that's off, and that's why this got a PSA 8. So hard to tell centering on borderless cards, but that's one way you can tell. The back looks good too, like not really even any chipping or whitening on any of the edges or corners. I mean, it's just really good looking from an edges and corner standpoint. But I love that card, love to have it, and as you can see by this, I'm set with my high-end Legacies and my low-end Legacies, so I can knock that one off the list. I've actually got 2 PSA 8s now, so I've got one that I don't mind holding for investment purposes. If it gets to 500, I'll sell the damn thing, and everything will be hunky-dory. So it'll be a nice little flip. But yeah, those are both mine, 312 and 396, which averages about 345, 350, something like that. So that's kind of where the card's at now. We'll see where the next one sells. Maybe it's lower. If it's under 300, maybe I'll pick up a third one. Who knows? Next on the list, a big card, 4-figure card. Good size card here. It's the 1996 Fleer Thrill Seekers. I did pick this up in last night's PWCC Weekly Auction number 59. Just did the video release for that, which would have been probably 5 days before you actually see this video, so that's going to be old news by the time you watch this video. But this Thrill Seekers has that lenticular surface. The 2 cards that stand out to me that have lenticular is it's kind of that vinyl, almost like if y'all were old like me and you collected in the 80s those Sport Flicks baseball cards that used to come out. This lenticular surface for the Thrill Seekers is really cool, and you can kind of see that fabric in the background. It's just unique. This and the hot numbers are the 2 that stand out to me. But this Thrill Seekers PSA 8, I paid... where am I? Well, just to show you what I have. Actually, I went ahead and included the 97 Thrill Seekers on here as well. So I've got the 97 Thrill Seekers here, which you can see that has that scope pattern in that window pane in the background, which is really cool. I think that's the origin of that scope pattern. And then I've got the BGS 9.5 Mixed Gem 96 Thrill Seekers. And then the card that I just showed you just now is the PSA 8. So I'm done with the high end on 96 Thrill Seekers. I'm done with the low end on 96 Thrill Seekers. I do need to get a PSA 8 of the 97 Thrill Seekers at some point, so I'll get that card. I think this is the only 2 years of Thrill Seekers. I'll get that card. I'll have my high and my low covered. I'll put that one to bed. Looking at the price of the card, this is me, and it looks like I reached, right? And maybe I did a little bit. So the card was $1,800 right before Christmas. $1,875 day after Christmas, my daughter Julia's birthday. $1,826 a few days after Christmas, and then I reached up here and paid $2,070. So it looks like I, bumped it about $200 here. But that doesn't really tell the whole story. That's the last 4 sales. And again, I'm 15% over what it sold for 3 months ago. But if we back out, guys, this is the deal. This is where the card's been. Again, all the way back to August, the card got as high as $4,500 in 2022. That's not bubble. That's in 2022. If we look at it overall, the card's been sold for $5,000 before. It was $4,500 as recently as May. If we throw that out even and look at these, it was consistently trending downward at $3,000, high $2,800. So me bumping it $200 here, really, I think I'm beginning the uptick. I think I'm the beginning of the bounce, right? If you're bouncing a basketball off the ground, it's bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. It hits the ground here a few times at 1,800, maybe even a touch below. Yeah, well, right at 1,800, 1,875, 1,826. And so I think I'm on the uptick of that basketball bouncing off the floor. Let me know what you think. Maybe I just reached. The one thing I'll say about this card is the card's freaking rare. Not just in PSA 10, the card is freaking rare. Beckett and PSA together have graded it a total of 234 times. The gem rate for Beckett is miserable. The gem rate for PSA is actually 3x the BGS gem rate. There's only 7 9.5s and 19 PSA 10s. Happy to have one of the 9.5s. And very happy to pick up this 8, which is a pop 30. But it's a pop 30 with only, 59 higher. So it's just a rare card. Like, it's a hard pack odds card. So I was really happy to pick that card up. So that's where I am, and that's what I own on the Thrill Seekers. 97 and 96 is done. So got to finish up 97. So that's my next step. Next on our list, 2 small ones. This is a PSA 8. I wasn't really super familiar with this card, but I just thought it was cool looking because it was quad die cut. So it's die cut on all the corners, as you can see. I just think this is really cool. And the vertical pinstripes with the uniform with the vertical pinstripes is just really badass, to be quite honest with you. It is the 1996 Upper Deck Fast Break Connection FB23. Just a cool looking card. Down here you got the gold foil that says Fast Break Connection. It says 2. I'm not really sure why it says 2. Somebody else may know, but this gold foil here on the die cut portion makes it extremely difficult to grade. It's got Chicago Bulls and it says the Upper Deck Company along the left side. I think there's like a Chinese version of this as well, if I'm not mistaken. But this is what the card looks like. Really good looking card. I should show you that I do have the PSA 10 already, and there's the PSA 10. Again, hard to tell the difference between the 2 cards just looking at them. PSA 10 got a little wiggly in that PSA slab, but the PSA 8's nice and snug. Got the PSA 8, got the PSA 10. Put it to bed. I'm done with the 96 Upper Deck Fast Break Connection number FB23. And then the last card that I picked up was, I was excited about this too because PSA 10 is pretty rare on this card. It's actually not cheap. And this card actually wasn't cheap either. This is the 1996 Fleer Total O, card number 4. Jordan's making the O sound with his mouth. Like you can see him saying, oh, I'm about to shoot a layup. And then on the back, it looks almost like it would be die cut, like the, the 98 Planet Metal from Metal Universe, but it's not die cut. It just kind of looks like that. This black part's actually part of the card, and it's actually part of the card there, but it's almost shaped like, if it was die cut, it would be shaped kind of like that 98 Planet Metal, Metal Universe Planet Metal card. But that's it. That's the PSA 8 that I picked up, and I picked that one up in the PWCC Weekly Auction as well. I probably reached a little bit for this one as far as price goes, but there's the PSA 10 in my collection, and added the PSA 8 here last night, and so that kind of closes that out as well. And so going back to our list, that's what I got. 6 cards. I got the PSA 10 Skylights, and then some pretty meaningful PSA 8s, including the Mystery Refractor, the Legacies, the Thrill Seekers, and the Total O. The Connection, the Fast Break Connection's a little baby card. But that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this mail day. A lot of my mail days are looking the same. I'm buying primarily Michael Jordan cards, but I do have a surprise for you guys. I just got well, you're not going to see anything because it's all soccer stuff, but I'm about to send I just sent off another basketball order to PSA. So hopefully I'll have some PSA grade reveals and some new cards coming in. But again, you're going to get a heavy dose of Jordan. 2023 is literally me selling a buttload of cards to reinvest the money into the Michael Jordan cards that I love so much. PSA 8s, PSA 10s, BGS 9.5s. Got a grail on the horizon that I'm still trying to work through and get a deal done. I took a massive detour last night and bought a humongous Damian Lillard card. Honestly, it was a detour. It was not Jordan. It was Damian Lillard. But I am really excited about this card. It's my favorite Damian Lillard card in my collection now, which is really saying something because I got some Lillard bangers in my collection. But this one I am super, super excited about. I don't have very many National Treasures RPAs, but this is a Dame Lillard National Treasure RPA. You guys have to see it to believe it. It's a really cool card. And yes, I overpaid for this one, but I think it's the best NT RPA true rookie card for Damian Lillard in existence. I think it's the best of the best. So I'll share that with you guys on a future mail day, but hopefully you guys enjoyed these mail days. I got more coming. Again, primarily Jordan, so just if you like it, congrats. If you don't, just ride it out with me and be patient. I'll have some more guys coming in, but Jordan for 2023 is probably going to be a recurring theme. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're having a great weekend. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.